Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and today's video is about being a mom. And I asked on Instagram I asked on Instagram for people to ask me questions, and there's about 10 questions. So the first question is, how do you like being a mom? Being a mom is hard sometimes, but there are good times as well. You don't get much sleep. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But I like being a mom, especially, having your own little human to be around and that wants to be around you and loves you a lot. Even though my son is only 4 months, but I know that he loves me. The second question is, how has it changed you, good and bad? In a good way, I guess being a mom has showed me how much you have to sacrifice. Like for me, I'm in college and I was going to be a junior the last fall semester, but because I had him in October, that stopped me from being in school, because if I were to have started school in this spring semester, he would have been too young, and I wouldn't feel comfortable putting him in a daycare, especially the stuff that has been going on in daycare. So I'm very careful about that. In a bad way, nothing really. It's just I don't get that much sleep as I used to. That was really it. The third question is, what's some things you wish you knew before that you know now? I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. There's nothing that I can really think of. I'll go back to that if I do think of something. But the fourth question is, how long was your labor? So my son was born October 5th at 8:50 in the morning. So that, I think, was that Friday or Saturday? That Friday, yeah, it was Friday. That Friday I went to the hospital for an appointment in the ultrasound department to monitor his heart rate. So when he was doing that, I heard his heart rate slow down, and that was during one of the contractions. But I was having Braxton Hicks contractions. I wasn't having the actual ones yet. And when the test was done, the lady told me that she did hear it as well, and that she was gonna check with the doctor to make sure everything is okay. So she went to the doctor, and then the nurse and doctor came back to me and told me that I had to be induced. He was supposed to be born October 17th. That was his due date. But because of that happening during the testing for his heart rate, that had to be induced, and so my appointment was at 11, and I didn't have him till the next day at 8:50 a.m. 11 a.m. obviously, but 11 a.m. to about 8:45 a.m. the next day. So just do the math. I really don't feel like it, but do the math. I was in labor for that long, and yeah. The fifth question is, do you want more kids? To be honest, I really don't even like kids that much, because sometimes they could be really bad and I can't deal with that. But I know I have my own kid now, but at the time I didn't know that I was pregnant. That's how I felt. And but right now, of how it is to be a first time mom and to be a mom in general, it can be rough, but it's not really that bad. But I'll wait a while. He's going to be the only kid for a long time. The next question is, what's the best part about being a mom? The best part about being a mom is watching him grow, watching him do different things. And for him to be 4 months, he's doing things that a 6-month-old should be doing, and it's very amazing to see and very surprising because I didn't think that he'll be this advanced. Next question is, how was birth? Would you do anything differently than you did during your pregnancy? So I didn't have my son vaginally. I had him through a C-section, and I had that because while I was in labor, every time I had a contraction, his heart rate would slow down. Like, it would go really, really low. And but they didn't know that was exactly why yet. So when it went down really low, they had to keep turning me on my side so that he can like move on one side, because his umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck and his whole body. But they didn't know that until I had the C-section. So they kept turning me on side to side during my labor so he can lean off of the umbilical cord. And I actually have epidural. At first I wasn't going to get it because that's not what I wanted. So I waited like maybe 5 hours, or a little over 5 hours, to get it, because I really just wanted to have him naturally. And but the pain was too much. It was way, way, way too much. It just felt like someone was squeezing your stomach extremely hard and it just wouldn't let go. That's how it felt. And so I got the epidural, and I had to wait 20 minutes to get it. So imagine going through all that pain for an extra 20 minutes. So that was really painful. I didn't cry during contractions, but they did hurt enough. I did cry because his heart rate was going down and I didn't know what was going to happen to him. So yeah, it was a little stressful. And when before was it before? I think it was before or after that. No, before all of that happened, the nurse was trying to induce me with a Foley balloon. A Foley balloon is just something they put into your uterus, and it like blows up kind of like a balloon, but not as big. It's just to help open your cervix more. And when she was trying to put it in, she popped my water, and that felt so kind of uncomfortable because of like her trying to put it in and then it popped at the same time. That was really uncomfortable. And then like it just felt like someone threw water all over me. That's what it just felt like. And there was a lot of blood as well, so that made me really nervous. And then as soon as my water broke, that's when his heart rate started to drop. And then I was crying, and my mom was just trying to calm me down. My sister was there as well, and my brother. I think my brother was there at the time too. Yeah, it was really kind of rough when that happened. It made me really upset. And so after I got the epidural, I slept for like 4 hours straight. And only time I really woke up was when they checked to see how much I was dilated. I only got to 4 centimeters. So during that, they came and told me that I may have to have a C-section, and that was something I really didn't want. Like, I started to cry when they told me that I had to get a C-section. And so after that, they just kept me there in the labor delivery room, and then the next morning, that's when the person who was doing a C-section, she came in and told me that I had to get it. Like, there was no, like, that was the only option that they had for me. And I cried again because like I really didn't want to do that. Like, I wanted to have him vaginally, like, so bad. And I was really upset about it. And then they took me to the operating room, and they started, giving me stuff to numb my body so I didn't feel anything. And then they started, and I felt them touching me, but I didn't feel them cutting me. Like, I didn't feel any pain. I just felt them touching me, and I felt them pulling him out. And then they showed me him for like a little bit, and like his arms were just straight out, like his whole body was just stretched out. And when they had him, they had took him over to the table to clean him up and stuff. And my mom was in the room with me too, so I like that she was in there. I wanted her to be in there. And then I heard him cry. It made me really happy. And then my mom took a picture of me. She came over and showed me while they were stitching me up. And he was so cute. He was so cute, and he still is. So yeah. Yeah, that was really pretty much my birth story, I guess. And so what would you do? Would you do anything differently than you did during your pregnancy? No, I loved being pregnant. I liked my pregnancy. Yeah, I didn't have any complications. Not at all. Only thing is that I worked, but it was only for 3 months because, you know, I had him in October. So it was okay. My pregnancy was pretty good. I loved it. It said, next question is, how was it for your first time being a mom? I kind of already answered that. First time mom, it can be stressful because, you know, you've never been a mom before. So, but then there are good times. Next question is, hardest part of my pregnancy. The hardest part of my pregnancy was the person that I wanted to be there more wasn't really there. So that was a little upsetting during my pregnancy, but I'm over it. It's okay. The next one is breastfeeding. I wanted to breastfeed my son for as long as I could. I wanted to at least get up to 3 to 4 months of me breastfeeding, but I was only able to do 1 month of breastfeeding because of my birth control that I started. That reduced my breast milk, so I wasn't getting out literally not much for him to have at all. So, excuse me, now that he's on Similac, he takes the soy Isomil one because the advanced one that makes his stomach really upset, so the soy one is much better, and he's been on that ever since. The next question is how, well, no one really asked me this question, but I just thought about it. How me being a mom and going to school is going to be when I go back the next fall semester, which is in August. I know it's going to be very stressful, but I'm going to have to, I was putting him on a bedtime schedule, which was first at 7 o'clock so that he could be asleep by 8:30, but then I thought about it, so his bedtime is going to start being at 6. I did start it, but I was like slacking on a little bit, but I need to start doing it again. So his bedtime will be at 6, and he usually sleeps, like, I'll give him his bath, and he usually sleeps between 2 to 2.5 hours, and that's actually a good timing for me to do my work when I do go back to school, do my homework or anything else that I have to do for school. But he will be in daycare while I am in school. I'm actually searching for a daycare, so that, yeah, I'm just looking for a few places. I already know one place. It's not too far from my house, and it's actually one that's near my school. I go to Temple, by the way. There's one near my school, so that would be pretty convenient. I can also, if I decide to work, which I do want to work, I could find a place close to my school and the daycare. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was the last question. And if you like this video, please like it, comment, and please subscribe and share if you would like to do that too. And I will be back with another video soon.